The eye of Hurricane Milton is now starting to make landfall farther north than expected, and that is bad news for Tampa, for St. Petersburg, Anna Maria Island, Clearwater, that area up here. Storm surge 12 to 20 feet in some places. Fort Myers Beach, Fort Myers down here, the water is still heading in there, not nearly as bad as what happened in Hurricane Ian that wiped it flat. And it's difficult to explain and to put into words the devastation this will bring and then how long it takes to recover. There's going to be areas of Florida now flattened. With us now, Mayor Dan Allers, Fort Myers Beach, Mayor Kevin Anderson of the town of Fort Myers. Start, Mayor Allers, with you first. Do people really understand the power of 13 feet of water and what it does?
Well, I can tell you I certainly didn't. I've been through a lot of blizzards and storms in my lifetime and tornadoes, but I've never seen anything like that. The power of water with Ian was something like you'd never want to experience. And then the aftermath of it, I've never been to a combat zone, but I got to imagine it looked very similar when it comes to the amount of devastation. And now with this storm coming in.
I've been to a lot of war zones,
those buildings are gone.
and I can tell you Fort Myers Beach looked worse. I said to my dad after the wars I covered in the Middle East, it looked like parts of Libya that had been bombed flat. It looked like parts of Syria that had been bombed, or Gaza that had been leveled. Maybe the more apt comparison right now. There are so many people who do not have insurance because insurance doesn't cover the storm surge. Their homes have been wiped out or are going to be wiped out. Is there anything for people to understand about the immense destruction, Mayor Anderson, and the pain of loss that's about to come?
It's really hard for people to fathom it if they haven't lived through it. You know, we went decades without a real water event, and then Ian was an eye-opener for a lot of people. I like to hope that Helene was a reminder. I think people are responding differently with this storm. They're taking the precautions, and that will minimize. But if you don't have the right insurance, it's devastating.
Yeah, no. Mayor Allers, advice, right, for people farther north, and they've got something that you guys didn't have to deal with because Anna Maria Island, St. Petersburg, Clearwater, their streets were already filled with debris and garbage from Helene that people were throwing out, and now that is added to the flood and the storm surge that's coming in.
Yeah, as I said, this is our fifth storm in 2 years, and I can tell you it takes a mental, physical, and financial toll on everyone, and we certainly feel for those to the north of us that are going through what we've been going through for 2 years and now going through again. You know, like you said, Helene was 2 weeks ago. We just got most of the debris cleaned up after that, and now we're back to square one. Some people, this will be the fourth time they've rebuilt their homes. So it's very difficult. But you know, down here in Southwest Florida, as Mayor Anderson will attest, we're kind of a Southwest group of doers. We take it on the chin and we keep moving, and,
Yep.
and we certainly don't like it, but you know, you take what life gives you and you keep moving.
Gentlemen, there's a lot of people counting on your leadership over the coming days, weeks, and months as we watch the water still rise. Mayor Dan Allers of Fort Myers Beach, Kevin Anderson of Fort Myers. Gentlemen, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Just to give you all thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.